So our walls are all done. We stripped back where our ledger is going to go, and we actually have a long part of our ledger on there. We have a 1 foot overhang from the first rafter, and then our layouts on there, 16 on center. We have 6-inch timber locks in each bay between our rafters, so that's not going anywhere. We just have about a 10-foot section left cut over here with the 1 foot overhang. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this now. We know our slope is going to be about a 312. So I went ahead and changed the degrees on my worm drive, and basically I marked all the way down this board, and what we're going to do is we're going to rip that just so the top of that board has somewhat of the same slope of the rafters. So that way when you sheathe it, it's going to go on seamless and it's not going to hit a bump. So we'll do the same thing on the bottom, on the sub fascia, but let's get to it. To find where our straight line was going to be, we measured up 32.5 from each side, and then we just chalked a line, and then the top of the ledger board is going to be on that line, so all level. All right, so we have our next one cut. We're gonna put it up there, nail that thing in, put our GRKs in afterwards to lock it in place, and then we'll continue our layout for our rafters all the way down. Then we can get our rafters up here, mock them up, and then get our bird's mouth. All right, guys, so I'm not a math whiz, so I do things unconventional, and basically to find our rafter bird's mouth, what we did was we put a string from the top of our ledger board to above the wall, probably like 6-8 inches ish, as if you were simulating you would have 2/3 of your 10-inch board above that. So then we got our angle. I just used a angle finder, and I put the ledger board there, and then the string found that. They gave us our angle for the cut there, and then what we did was we went back and set it just off to the side of the wall, and we went all the way down. We held it where we wanted, onto the edge of the wall over the sheathing, and I just traced the corner of the building, giving us our bird's mouth. And then I went ahead and copied, I copied the seat, which is level, out 12 inches, and then I gave us a plumb cut there to give us our sub fascia point. So yeah, we got our template set, and we're gonna get cutting. We got 19 rafters and 2 flies, so let's get it. So we're low on space here. We have the rafters sitting up over here, and we don't want them to fall. So we're just gonna bang a few up and then continue cutting. We're just nailing up here. We're gonna set them and then come back and nail this side. So. obviously like sloped a lot more for a steeper pitch, but I'm just using these rafters were tacked up. We're just going all the way down, using this, and it's hitting it up, bending it to the right position. So that works pretty well. All right, you guys, so what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna do the fly rafters, and I went up there to our ledger board and I measured. It's gonna be 10.5 in between our joists there. So our last joist will land on the end, 10.5 in the middle. I have these 2 boards here screwed to the other rafters, and that's gonna help hold it there while I secure it to this last raft. I went ahead over here and I took our fly rafter and I marked 24 on center all the way down. I secured our 10.5-inch pieces out here, which is going to equal our 1 foot overhang. So I put 3 toenails in there, and then I went and came back and put 2 on each side there. You don't want your fly rafter to sag. It's going to be important. So what I'm going to do, these are obviously 3-inch ring shanks. It's not going out. And when we do the sheathing for the roof, you're going to make sure you're not just having a slice of piece cover that fly rafter. You're going to want that whole piece to extend from the fly rafter all the way on to the main rafters, so it's nice and secure. This will obviously line up on the bottom, and then our subfascia board is going to line up just with the rest of the rafters. There's just no bird's mouth on this. It's the only difference, and we're going to secure some soffit on the bottom of this. So let's get up there and do this. The trick for doing this by yourself is having those boards holding the fly rafter up while you're securing it, guys. I've done this without that, and I've learned a lot about working by myself. Holders, man, those 2x6s there saved me and made this thing a breeze. All right, so it's time to set our subfascia board, and this is gonna be hard by yourself. So what I did was I put basically on the bottom there where it's gonna be supporting flush with the bottom sticking out, a couple screws in the bottom so I can rest it there. I also did another one here. So I'm gonna take this up top, and then I'll be up there and I can just nail it in. I'm gonna make sure my rafters are plumb because you have a little bit of curve or they sit sideways a little bit. We'll just straighten them out while we're up there using a square, put it on the double top plate, straighten it out a little bit. I already measured and cut where I am going to land on the rafters, and I went ahead and cut that here, and then I used my gauge, my roof gauge, 10 degrees. It's about 2.5 pitch. Like I said, we're doing a metal roof, bitch thing. It's going to be all set. It's never going to leak. And then the top roof is going to be shedding snow off of the roof, so it's going to be totally fine. So the face of our rafter tails are 8 inches, so I cut this at 10 degrees in the top, and I added about a 1/2 inch to get that 5/8 sheathing, so it'll catch right on the bottom and you won't have to worry about flushing it out at all. It's gonna be nice and easy. Bump right up to it and we'll be done with it.